Wondering if there's medicine I can take. Wait until the sun goes down, that's when I can let it out. You can call me crazy, I call it fate. Transformation taking over me. From dusk till dawn, I'm digging my way up the grave. From dusk till dawn, I'm staring my fears in the face. From dusk till dawn, I got some hell to raise. They've got a price to pay. From dusk till dawn, from dusk till dawn. I can feel the ice run through my blood, surges through my body all at once. My heart pumps in the dead of night. My feet run into the fight, right into the fire of my soul. Let the transformation take control. From dusk till dawn, I'm digging my way up the grave. From dusk till dawn, I'm staring my fears in the face. From dusk till dawn, I got some hell to raise. They've got a price to pay. From dusk till dawn, from dusk till dawn. From dusk till dawn, I'm digging my way out the grave. From dusk till dawn, I'm staring my fears in the face. From dusk till dawn, I'm digging my way out the grave. From dusk till dawn, I'm staring my fears in the face. From dusk till dawn, I got some hell to raise. They've got a price to pay. From dusk till dawn, from dusk till dawn.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to G2 Esports, where we're here about to watch the Equal Esports Cup. We're going to see G2 HEL go up against the VBs, as I like to call them. I'm Chelsea Bites, and of course, I've got Initialize right over here with us. How are you feeling?
Oh, geez, Scoob, I'm feeling pretty good. What a shirt, Chelsea!
Okay. We're going to unpack that. You can't distract me because I'm a professional, but I wanted to go straight in. I wanted to dive into that, Scooby-Doo. Don't do this to me today. Yes, we are going to get a little mysterious.
Are you sure?
I'll take a double-decker Supreme right now. Don't do this. Hey,
Would
chat.
you do it for a Scooby snack?
Hey, chat, what will you do for a Scooby snack? You're here with the best broadcast in the business because only we can do this. Only we can make this relevant to League of Legends. So, great to have y'all. We're about to see some competition go a little crazy today. We are going up against the Vitality Rising Bees, guys. And I'm going to do my best to not throw as many Scooby references. I might change my shirt. I
couldn't help myself. I saw it.
No, it's so good.
Right. Well, I know where I'm going with this. This is easy.
So good.
Buddy.
So good. All right. Now, chat, you know what today's going to be. It's going to be a best of two in spirit. Is it still? It's like a best of two in spirit.
It's still the double round robin best of one fearless, which basically it's not fearless and it's best of two, but it's actually a double round robin best of one. It just happens to be the round robin happens back to back.
Yeah,
therefore making it a best of two.
It's an interesting format.
That is somewhat basically what we're doing. Is we're playing the same team twice, and each game win is a game win. It's not like if you go 2-0, you get 3 points or whatever, and if you go 1-1, you get 1 point. You get a game win for each win you get. It just happens to be you play the same team twice.
It's all
things like tiebreakers.
Yeah, it does exactly. Now, we will be watching them play, and we are, I believe, still on the same patch that I last left y'all on. I think we're still on 13, so no big changes
we are
there.
In patch 12 to be 5.13, well, 15.13. It depends on whether you're doing it by the year or the season or whatever the nomenclature is now. It's been all over the place this year. Either way, it is patch 13.
There it is. Now, I know y'all just went up against Zarence Bloom, and we saw a G2O. Want to do a quick recap on that, Initialize? I know you were there for that.
Yeah, so it was very, very convincing. Game one, really good early game, really good late game. Couple over forces in the mid game where we saw some Spellbook Column with the Ghost Rel going in between two turrets with the squad and maybe going a touch deep. We had a conversation with Rim who said, maybe I'm not the person to be asking about this because I was just sort of there and I was a bit lost. So there were 1 or 2 moments there, but that was kind of it, honestly. They attacked Zenith and Zenith still managed to keep up in farm, but the problem was mid was very, very ahead, bot was very, very ahead, and the late game came on round, and despite a couple misplays in that mid game, it was still very much our game. We won pretty handily. Game 2 was brutal. We saw an invade from Sheena that was attempted to be matched by their jungler. It didn't happen. We had shove in mid and top. We had a Twitch bot lane, and they were supposed to be protecting against that Twitch bot lane, and because of the jungle pathing, they couldn't. And so Zenith was getting solo kills. We had priority top side. It meant Sheena was invading. It meant that we had massive lane leads. And then from there, we started invading the enemy jungle. And there would be a Twitch in one bush. There would be a Zenith and a Rim in another. And by the time they were done, they'd come in to catch camps and die on repeat. 15k gold lead at 20 minutes. And lights were out shortly after that. It was brutalizing stuff.
It does sound nightmarish. Yeah, if every bush I looked in wasn't safe, yeah, I'd be a little terrified. Wow. So, yeah, y'all had a great time. Let's see if we get a repeat today. Now, you all know our lineups. You know who is on G2 HEL. Of course, we got Countess, we got Rim, we got Sheena, we got Cologne, and of course, we got my girl Zenith. Yes, there we go. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's us. Oh, wait. All right. Yes, the sub Allie with the shades. We can't forget Allie with the shades. Yes, and I saw you in chat, Allie. I thought it was so cute. I was like, I don't want to say it, but it looks like we got Allie in the chat. So show them all the love. And I'm excited to see your gameplay today, Allie. Allie's going to be our jungle. And you are going to tear them up. Be the rumble in the jungle. Be the nightmare that haunts people in the woods. All right, and this is our opposition. Oh, what? Nope. Our opposition, as you know, are the Vitality Rising Bees. I'll pull that up for you guys. Don't worry. Take your time. But we're about to head into Champ Select.
Unfortunately,
Yep.
we do indeed have that one. So, quick heads up here. While Chelsea gets the full cam because she's special like that. Only for a moment. But there you go. Your cool desk is being shown off there. Actually, very nice desk.
Thank you.
But obviously, I know a fair number of the Vitality Rising B players. Rim used to play, I believe, with Yushia and Shah. Had lots of lovely things to say in the interview yesterday. We're saying Chromac as well, pretty scary. But that bot lane in particular, Nenris, is someone who's on SK Avarosa, was by far their biggest star, I think, at the time. By far the most consistent carry. Burnt Sanctuary in the coaching position as well was part of that pretty successful SK Avarosa project as well. Has now moved over to Rising Bees with Nenris, and they are pretty dangerous in terms of the power they bring. Things like the Misfortune, the Jinx, very dangerous for Nenris, so understandably that Jinx is being banned away ASAP. On the other side, it's two Ashina's champs in the Xin Zhao and the Pantheon. It does look like, for all the hype you're giving to Ali, it is indeed Sheena who is playing. Ali in chat is here in spirit, though, supporting us from there, which does then explain why she's saying that Ali is, in fact, didn't have to play today and was doing a little bit of self-deprecation.
There it is. I was wondering about the net.
You would have been great if you had played, and it's all fine.
Ali, this is for you. All right? This one's for you. Awesome. Thank you so much for that rundown. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here. Cheers. Pink drink. Got it. Yeah, we got our Champ Select about to pop off in just a second. Yes, you will recognize Shah. And as Initializer said, the history of all of our enemy champs today. So, there we go. I was sitting there like,
feeling a little frozen. Bit of okay. Let's have a quick heads up. So nice fill there, Chelsea. But this is what we've got. We've gone for the Sheena reset comp. We've seen this quite a lot. They're not going to go instead towards the Viego. I think because they've gone something like the Annie, which is a bit more point and click, which is what they've often gone towards. They're going towards the Wukong instead. We saw this combo yesterday. It is very dangerous. Basically, Orianna's got two great ball carriers in the Wukong, in the Rel. Really good AoE skirmishing. Those are three very nasty skirmishes. Circles to keep an eye on. The Venn diagram of Doom is in one section. You have the Wukong ult. In another, you have the Rel ult. In another, you have the Orianna ult. If you're in the middle of all three of those, you're a dead human. Don't be there. On the other side, they've got Ori, Nocturne, Rakan. Big old dive combo. Whoever the Nocturne goes on, the Ori follows. Rakan can battle dance to the dive as well. Use that E to extend his range on in and get the W in at the backside. So full dive from them. Maybe not the easiest into things like that Wukong though. But the Orianna needs to be a bit wary. Not bad for a quick breakdown.
Yeah, you not bad. Flex your, come on, flex those. It was good. It was quick. You caught us up, and 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Chat. Now, sorry, I don't know if they'll tip us, or raise our pay, but you did great.
Here's
you
hoping,
did great.
Yeah,
here's hoping.
Guys.
Here's hoping. We Windows.
Come on.
That's a good one. I like that. Thank you. And yes, we are G2. Okay, just like Initialize said, Rakan, I'm so glad that I've been seeing so much more Rakan, at least on my side of League, because I've loved Rakan since they've dropped, because they're just the most annoying support I feel you could play, besides maybe a few others, but Rakan just has that movement, has that flow, and I think they can hold their own. So, we'll see if VBs knows how to use them. But like you said, with Orianna, Rel, Wukong, wombo combo. Yikes. That's gonna hurt. Okay. I do see you, chat. I promise I see you. Hello, Dwarf. It's always good to see you. Yeah, knocking on wood. Let's hopefully that doesn't happen. Staring at you. And if it does happen, I know who to talk to. Thank you very much. And then, yeah, right? And of course, Steph.
Bands here, probably worth keeping our eyes over here. As you keep chat and check.
No. What are the bands?
So, specifically that Smolder and Tristana are two big ticket Kaltis hyper carries. She really popped off on the Smolder yesterday. We know how strong that Tristana is. What was picked up there, though, by Vitality Rising Bees is a Nenris classic, that Misfortune. has been such a potent pick for it. It's also a takeaway from Caltis, who often has looked towards the Misfortune, which would be really good here with all of the AoE. Something like the Zeri, though, might be a little better into what the enemy's got, though, because that mobility would be really key. Ezreal, very similar. Probably a little bit safer overall because you can just play from a lot further away. Your Arcane Shift allows you to try and dodge away from the Ahri, dodge away from the Nocturne, who are going to be coming for your head, and that can be a little bit scary. See whether you can manage that. Now waiting for what Zenith wants to lock in. You've seen the comps right now. It is going to give Chromac, who is one of their better players on the side of Vitality Rising Beast, from what we've heard, a bit of an option. But it's just a Camille blind. That is bold. But it is another ball carrier. It's another dive bit to go with the Rel, to go with the Wukong. Can potentially lock people like that Nocturne, that Ahri down, and that can be pretty scary to manage as well.
Absolutely. Let's see who we land on for our final champ. We're hovering, Silas. We're hanging there. Yeah, Cassante, just hang. All right. And that's who we've got locked in. We've got a lot of movement on our side. Truly, we've got a lot of just slippery folks on our team. But the Nocturne and I feel like the Nocturne is going to be the most annoying when it comes to those engages along with the Rakan. Now, we got Misfortune, who has been a pain in my side in solo queue. My God, everybody's good at Misfortune now. Why are y'all like this? But yeah, just old reliable there. These comps, I'm happy with them. I think there aren't too many major issues that I'm seeing from either side. Of course, we had to get that blind Camille, but good overall.
Okay, so here's where we're actually, you're right, the comps make sense. Ours comes online a little later. Ezreal, notoriously 2 items spiking. You want that tier stat, you want the Muramana, you want the Trinity Force. They need to be done. Orianna, 2 items if you can help it. Wukong as well. You want at least that Trinity Force, preferably something like some Sky, a Black Cleaver, a Sterak's. You got a few options for that second item. You kind of go down. Camille, again, you want 2 items. On the other side, single item on Ahri, single item on Misfortune, single item on Nocturne, level 6 on all of those. It's really all you need. And there is that slight discrepancy there. Not that we can't play at 6, not that we don't have options ourselves. Orianna, notoriously very lane oppressive with her empowered autos, can make the Ahri's life quite tricky. You can attack a bit more easily through a wave than she can. You know, I can go down the list. It's not like it is completely one-sided early versus mid-game type thing, but that is something to keep our eyes on. And the moment level 6 comes on through for Ahri Nocturne, their ability to pull the trigger is pretty scary and is going to be that threat level higher than what we have at 6. Once we start getting some more items under our belt, though, that Camille, going to be a problem in a side lane. The Nocturne to make it a 2v1 might help, but then it means it's pulling away from the 4 people elsewhere. Once we start getting things like the Ezreal, the Orianna, the Wukong online, those extended team fights will be better for us. We just have to survive through that level 6 spike and the potential early game snowball that could start coming on through when those ultimates start getting hit multiple times, one after the other.
After you just got that very professional breakdown from our own Initialize, you guys are about to throw down some channel points on these predictions.
Oh, can I vote in this?
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
It means I can't select the winner, but then again, I've got you for that, so that's fine. Can I?
I mean, period. Yeah, do what you want. Yeah,
get involved in this. I could put my money where my mouth is.
Absolutely.
I feel like both teams should be happy with drafts. I think as far as G2 HEL are concerned, they should be in a pretty good spot here. Sheen's Wukong in particular, very, very dangerous.
Yes.
You know exactly what the likes of Rim, what Caltus can do with these picks. They're very, very happy with that. Rel is a solid comfort pick. These are all good things.
Great things.
Let's go on to the Rift.
Let's see. It's just like League of Legends. This is about to be a race. Whoever gets online first can crush the opposition into the dirt. Now, we could just try to deny them as much of their objectives, gold as possible, and, hopefully just snowball. That would be the dream. All in on G2, baby! That's what I like to see. All right, I'm looking at the map. We're all just kind of dancing around. We might get and we're sitting at just 50 seconds. We might get a 2-minute engage. We've seen that where everybody grouped up and just decided to dive on their camp. But we're all just safely just waiting to see what happens in the first minute when those minions spawn. I'm sure we'll all just go to our lanes. Like peaceful, you know, league players we are. Yeah, we'll just play the game. Total, nothing crazy.
I'm going to check in a little bit here in terms of the summoner spells. Bloom hasn't gone towards the spellbook on the Rakan. That could potentially be a big deal because Colum has. It is the new tech of the moment with a lot of our engaged supports. It means you can go through those summoner spells pretty regularly. It means you can get things like second smites for around objectives. You can teleport places. All really valuable stuff, which the Rakan isn't going to have. Going to try and rely on that Guardian, which means theoretically a bit of a stronger early lane. With that in mind, Nenris also going towards that first strike on the Misfortune. Not something we see super regularly these days. Suggests she might actually go towards something like a Collector or more of a lethality-focused build here. One of those more ultimate-reliant builds, which we haven't seen so regularly of late on the Misfortune. It has really gone towards that sort of Bloodthirster, Infinity Edge style build for the last little while. Got herself a very fancy Admiral Misfortune skin, but thank you very much for zooming in on that.
Yeah, thank you for showing their skins. Yes, we know when skins do exist. Now, exactly what you said. We got a spicy Misfortune that we're going up against. Everybody's doing some tradings in each lane. You saw Cologne hop on to that Rakan. And then Zenith and, yeah, they're just a little trading here. They're pushed, Casante's pushed up a bit. But let's see if we can get this lane in our favor. And, you know, Sheena taking their path. Nothing too crazy just yet. But Sheena, wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah, I was about to say. I was like, that's that Nocturne lurking with Rel and everybody down bot. We might have a fight about to pop off down here if, you know, somebody flinches just the wrong way. Not too much vision from our side.
Cleared out. Yeah, ward's cleared out. A little bit of spot what the Nocturne's doing. We knocked out their ward from the Tri-Brush, which is actually quite valuable. I think Bloom still has a ward available, so can probably find some value there. Otherwise, it's just been fighting for prio. Zenith here, just going to be chilling out a little bit. The Cassante early on, likely going to have a little bit more shove until Zenith gets a bit more items too. Eventually, the Camille just takes apart tanks. But early on, Cassante still a bit of a menace.
Yeah, you got to work, you know, get all that muscle, you got to work for it. So let it take some time. Oh, but yep, Rim getting a little bullied here. I knew that Nocturne was looking for something. I just didn't know where. But nice little dodge, you know, nothing crazy. And they are going to cycle up towards top. Cassante is going back, so I don't think, you know, we're going to see a crazy engage up top, just managing their camps, checking their path. Everybody resets back. Now, Rakan is in a little bit of a spot if they want to come back to lane. Ezreal looks like they're getting chased. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just poking the defenses. Kaltis just not trying to, you know, let things be easy for bot lane. All right. Our jungles are, yep. We got both Sheena and Nocturne, both topside. Everybody should feel a little safer to engage on their lanes. We got Rim really pushed up, which can be nice to see, but here we go. Do we have enough information to disrupt this? Will Sheena see this? Oh, Camille.
Gets the stun. Does have the flash. I don't really think it keeps her alive. Does flash for a second or two here. You didn't flash to keep it up. So she's pretty well done from Zenith so far. Where do you go, though? Dragon just spawning with a very cool little graphic. Bloom also coming on up. Is likely a very dead character. Does manage to get over the wall here. Is buying quite a lot of time. Would love to give the kill to someone not named... This Nocturne is keeping going. How much time could she get? Can she get any waves here? Oh, that's hilarious. Gets the shield. Yusha's also now coming on back. Zenith, where are you going? Has she got hook shot up again? She does! This is ridiculous!
This is wild! I thought that was going to be first blood. I really thought that was going to be first blood. I really, truly did.
Oh, but... Nenris.
Oh, and we've got it. Oh, we don't! Oh, by a hair. By a hair.
Still both AD carries to get the kill, and importantly, Nenris has to burn both summoners, loses the wave, and that's problematic. Mid lane as well. Shah, quarter the level 5, no mana, is going to have to reset. No teleport either, means that is a wave under turret. So really good stuff from Rim there. All the while, Zenith gets back, buys a Sheen, teleports back in, gets to go with the wave crash back. Has lost, what, 5 minions for that? And didn't die? You are fine with the amount of time you burned there.
Oh, I know she's happy. She's like, I wasn't first blood. I just went back. They didn't get me. I danced in their base and left. That's got to be like a move. But here's that fight we just missed. They jumped on Ninris. And Ninris still melted Cologne. Got first blood. Just a little extra gold. All right. So that's how that went down. And now we see VBs going in for that first Drake. Whew. That was so funny. I didn't know we did stand-up. That was a joke. Zidip just told the joke live, you know, all through gameplay. Love that. I know, question mark. That's me too.
Physical comedy at its best.
It's the best. It's the best. All right, Chad, I do see you. I hope you put your channel points, you know, in the right place. We'll see how this pans out for our first game. We had some interesting back and forth in the first 7 minutes of this game. Oh! Yeah, jump.
Yusha is dead. Okay, will be a trader junglers 1-for-1. Sharp with the ult makes that something there. Also, because the Dark Seal picks up 2 stacks nice and early. How does that work done? Shah, though, obviously having burned that ult, has, like, no mana here at all. And, of course, with Rim having the shockwave up again soon, could probably make this Ahri's life in lane pretty tricky for the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Yes, they sure can. If you're asking, are we winning? I will say just a little bit. A little bit. We're winning a little bit. I mean, we are 8-0 in this whole series, but you know, hey, just a little bit. Now, we've had some fun engages from our team, some back and forths, mid and top, especially bot. We're just waiting to see who blinks first. As Initialize said, these team comps are... Oh, I love that skin. Wow. I never paid attention to Ez's ult in this skin. That distracted me. Yeah, so Vitality Bees is going to have a much easier time coming online if they get enough gold. They don't need as many items as G2 does. And this is a replay of how our poor Yusha just got caught up. I mean, Sheena locking them down. And all it took was for mid to just respond, but it was too late for Yusha. Now Wukong Sheena did take an L there, but you know, nice disrupt, and we got some grubs. Those grubs travel.
Nocturne out as well before the Nocturne got 6, which is quite nice. Got the 6 off that camp, so guys to fire that initial play. A bad place to be in right now. Ahri is now resetting. We'll probably end up having to lose this wave here. I think we'll have TP up shortly-ish, but is walking back to lane. All the while, of course, Rim still has her own TP in a few seconds, so feeling pretty happy there in and of herself. Dragon, first one, of course, went over to Vitality Rising Bees. We picked up a couple of the early grubs. Yes. Didn't stick around for that third, weren't feeling secure enough to do so, and I think that's probably wise with where reset timings were at, but leaving us with a relatively quiet, even early game. It's 100 gold in it right now, and we've traded objectives and kills pretty evenly here.
Yes, we have. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, Sheena has not given Nocturne an inch. I mean, look at that. My goodness. And then, of course, everybody else is pretty even. Oh, okay. Hold on. I want to make sure that I'm not interrupting any. Yeah, okay. We got Yusha coming in. They saw that from a mile away. 4 bot.
Gonna try and keep jumping. There's the bullet time after. Wonderful stuff from Vitality Rising Bees, who managed to bring down the mid and get that first Nocturnal off, and in good order too. A kill onto the Misfortune, a kill onto the Ahri, and that's exactly where Rising Bees want them.
My goodness. That's interesting tech I'm reading in chat. Teams aren't taking the third grub because it might delay Herald a bit. Just a little bit of map control.
I'm fairly sure Herald... Actually, I could be wrong here, but my understanding is Herald spawns at its given time of whether the grubs are taken or not.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, okay. I haven't seen that one. But if y'all know something we don't, let me keep an eye on it. No, let's keep an eye on it. All right, yeah, there was that engage from Nocturne, and yeah, that was lined up perfectly for that Misfortune. Beautiful for VBs, and I'm sure they're going to take this and run with it. Let's see how they spend that money on those items. Oh, they're jumping Rim. Just takes one recon. No, of course. But yeah, they wanted to, to shake up mid lane just a little bit.
It is going to be that lethality MF that we thought it might be after seeing the first strike rune. There's the Ghost Blade first item. So looking to get a bit more value out of that. Did get that significant amount of gold out of that bot side, especially because actually Kaltas have been up 10 CS, having a pretty good time, and managed to dive Nenris early on. All these things are happening.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. I'm looking at the map. We got a TP coming in. Just trying to rush back so we don't give Rim any breathing room. But we got our supports following supports. Everybody, it seems pretty standard. I mean, everybody's following their lanes. Everybody's doing their fights in their lanes. We got ganks that have been going. Nothing crazy has really popped off.
Charm comes on down. Sheena will clone out of the backswing of the Orb of Deception, though. In they go. I'm not sure about this one. Rim's going to flash away. Likely gets feared. They're going to try and turn it around regardless. The bullet time comes on down, and they do get a fair amount of value topside. Looks like Zenith's in danger. Dodges the Q3 with a really good Hextech ultimatum. Flashes away afterwards as the all-out comes on through from the Cassante. But right now, Vitality Rising Bees in this mid-game, continually pulling the trigger while a third kill for Shah.
Wow. Wow. Y'all, 3-0. A 3-0 Ari. And they're going in for that second Drake. We got that Hextech Drake up. That was great setup for them. That was great setup. Literally brought the bot lane to mid, cleared them out, and just turned straight on Drake. Yep. There's our gold frame. Yeah. Kind of hurts. We're going to have to pick that back up. It's exactly what you said we don't want to happen. They are getting those objectives, and they are going to spend it. These are going to be some scary champs, literally, in the next minute. Okay, I am reading. It doesn't
mean that we're hitting sex. That second item's pretty fast here. That Ari in particular is scary right now. I think a Medjai's might not be far off in the future with the way those stacks on Dark Seal is going, and that could get really difficult. We're still, I'll say, within touching distance-ish. We're behind about, what, 1,800 gold, 2k gold, which is significant. But again, we said our comp comes online once we get those first items started to join. The Trinity Forces are now in for 3 of our members who do love that item. It's the second item's coming up shortly. So we should still be in an okay spot, but we can't afford to have the next skirmish go that way again, or it's going to get very, very challenging.
Yeah, they set up very well for that misfortune every fight we've seen. So hopefully that's become apparent to us. We know to at least kind of spread out a bit, something, at least with our positioning. And we'll see how that goes. And like you said, hey, G2 basically guaranteed a longer game with this champ pick. So we're getting it. We're getting our at least 20-minute game. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. I think they're trying to set up for something near this Baron pit. It looks like they were just prepping for some engage, but it seems like we're backing off for now. Everybody's splitting back up. We got Camille trying to meet that Cassante bot before they do too much damage. Everybody's done a little swappy swap. Mid is now top. Bot is now mid. And top is now bot.
Romac
and
needs to be a bit wary here, actually. That's 2 Q2s coming through. The precision protocols are stinging. There's a Hextech ultimatum.
Painful.
I actually think that could be really dangerous, but Zenith needs to hookshot out and does so. Misses the return. And the shot is enough. Went back in. Zenith, way too far. Had the Hextech ultimatum, wasn't respectful of the Pathmaker and the all-out combo, and overplays it despite what looked like a really good moment there. That one's going to sting.
Oh, yeah. Let's not forget Camille's damage, okay? I know we had a little mishap with that turret, but Camille's damage was wild.
She was out, Chelsea. She didn't have to go for that.
She didn't. Zenith, hey, we've seen both sides of you today.
Like, if she had flash, she could match the flash, Hextech ultimatum and do that. She's going to lose 2 waves and a turret for that.
Well,
that's going to be feats of strength over. That's really rough. That's like 1,000 gold lead out of nowhere for this Cassante now off the back of that.
Yeah,
literally
you see
1,000 in fact.
No, you did that. Yep, there it is. There's that 1,000 gold lead right there. Well, we're seeing all the leads over for VBs at this moment. Let's see when we start seeing those ticks flash back in our direction. Hopefully we don't fumble that again. Oh, for sure, Steph. 1,000%. Knock on wood. Knock on. Every time y'all say that, you got to knock on wood. We got that Rift Herald, so that means we can at least do some structural damage very soon, whenever they decide to. And we'll see where we got a minute, about a minute 20 now on that next Drake. We're not. It's not. It's not too far behind. Not too. We're far enough. We're far enough to make me uncomfortable. All right, everybody's just coming back to lane. Top is back. Top. On the VB side, we still have a little bit of swappy swap. We got bot mid. Misfortune getting real comfortable in that mid lane. Lots of pings going down.
I think Chromac gets a second turret there. The timings on our resets have been quite poor here, unfortunately. So that's going to be another wave lost for this Camille. So that'd be, what, 3 waves now lost?
Yeah.
And this turret's going to go down as well, I think. Although maybe, actually, it's going to feel a bit better about it. Column's going to be up. Zenith is sacking a lot of that wave to try and do that. So ends up not being quite as bad as I thought it might be. Zenith was quick enough with the hook shots to get back in range. Colum around forced Chromac to back away as well. Otherwise, I think the potential just stayed there and took the turret. Either way, this is a tricky old position to be in. Soul Point for Vitality Rising Bees available to them in 20 seconds, and we've not got the setup at all.
Not at all.
Around this mid or in this river. They've got so many wards, they've got so much control here. We might just have to give that Soul Point up, and that is pretty scary.
Yeah, we can't. No, not the Soul Point. Yeah, now we'd have to basically go into an all-out fight, but it looks like we're just turning around back towards Baron Pit. And just letting them have it.
Yeah, we've got the Herald. I think we might just say we'll give that, try and get turret onto Camille and play around that instead.
We're going straight for top. We see a lot of pings for those turrets. Yep, exactly. Exactly what you said. Sheena's driving. Just a little smack here. Maybe we get some more use out of it. Okay, looks like we will. But a lot of people are responding to that top lane offensive. They left Nocturne down there to take that Drake by themselves because they know they've got it.
And that'll be
some time,
feats of war. That'll be the feats of warfare as well, because that'll be the third objective to go with that first turret. So get their upgraded boots, surely. So an extra 500 gold or so worth of stats. Chromac here got himself a Q3 available, dodged away from by Zenith with the Hextech ultimate. In comes the RE, trying to find some value. Big 3-man knock-up from Bloom. Nocturne now pulling the paranoia, flash away from Bloom, but knock-up on a shot. That bullet time is brutalizing. We've gone too far. Into the backline goes Sheena, but we're going to give up absolutely everyone who went for that play. 3 people go down, and we just went too far. Rim isn't there. That is a 5v4.
My goodness. Well, that hurt a lot. And yeah, we wanted to cripple their top lane. And we'll be back in like 15 seconds. We'll see if that was worth. We'll see if we can pay that off. Yeah, that Cassante got a lot of attention. A ton of attention. We had 3 on Cassante. And that gave them time to dive us.
I mean, part of it as well is like, look, that was a 3-man knock-up from Bloom who flash heal W'd in there with the quickness. So he just completely stalled that out. But then there's a Nocturne ult, it's Ari turning up with ult, it's Misfortune with the Ghost Blade, with the W move speed. You are deceptively fast to move around the map here. So see, the charge comes on down here. Now look where everyone else is on the map. Bloom is already here. So that's already giving a bit more space than they think otherwise. At this point, Bloom's going, cool, could put some wards down, leaving towards mid lane. Column's coming. Okay, Chromac stepped up. I actually think we can play this. And then Zenith is going to try and mess around here because you can see the Antifa Strikers are stacked, but can get that Hextech ultimate and go, yeah, actually, I think we can probably kill this, especially as the all-outs come on through. But Bloom is really fast. Misfortune on the reset. Nocturne's here as well. Sharp pops the ult early. That is a 5-man collapse in a matter of seconds, and we split way too far apart. It takes us way too long to kill the Cassante. Largely off the back of really good work from Bloom, but we're also just not respectful at all of what Vitality Rising Bees comp wants to do. They collapse faster every time.
Yeah, that might have been one of those points where I know Sheena was just trying to do a little bit of disrupt in those camps. Might have had to have just disengaged something. It stings, and we're going to be paying for it in the next 5 minutes of this game. VB's is 9 kills. They got 9 kills deep, 7 ahead, and they've got over 4,000 gold ahead of us. Whew. Goodness. We're fighting. I see us. We are fighting to even up those odds, but but it's the odds are
I mean,
ahead.
look at that Ari. That's a 10-stack Dark Seal. That's a
Literally.
Lich Bane on top of the Malignants. That's about as strong as an Ari gets at this point of the game. Really, she should have a Medjay's at this point, and I think before this next dragon, she will do. We might just be about 2 items for this next dragon fight, but it has to go well. If we give over Mountain Soul on top of everything else that's going wrong this game, it's going to be really, really hard. It's already really hard.
It's difficult. Yeah, they put all of their money. They have been funneling all of their gold into their damage dealers, and it is paying off. Like, just even the Edge of Misfortunes, Alt is putting in work and ending fights effectively. So, kind of terrified of seeing this Ari really going in. And that was something that Shaw was always good at. Shaw has always been good at not dying. They are very good at managing their own lane. I've always been impressed by Shaw being able to keep her lane in check and being extremely useful when it comes to those team fights. So, as we dive in on this Otacon, we got Chromac down here trying to close it on. Oh, yeah.
Nocturnal.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen every time in a side lane. Bloom's already got there, and that'll be a dead Zen. Of all the while, though, we should get Atacon, which is something. Let's see how many petals we get off this. The moment you start getting about... I'm not sure actually how many that was. We need to go back onto a G2 member. So Vitality Rising Beast got about 16. We were on about 15. So if you get about 20 petals, that's about 2k gold's worth of stats.
Goodness. Okay, they're knocking on this second turret down here in bot lane. All right, guys. We're going to have to play around these objectives very nicely, and we cannot afford them going through our jungle like this. I mean, we can't really do too much about it, but we're going to have to make some really smart plays because, like you said, they're able to just lock down anybody who dares to leave or who dares to go by themselves. They can just hop on in. Oh. And we've got a little pause. We've got a little.
Find out what's going on. We'll let you guys know.
Pause.
About 20 seconds until this.
Just a little tiny pause.
Mountain dragon, about 20 seconds. So basically, after we come out of this pause, it is going to be extreme violence in short order. We just got the Atacon, and that's nice. We picked about 7 or 8 petals from that, which is it's all right. A few hundred gold worth of stats, but that's something. And then trade for Zenith. Probably okay. They did just blow the Nocturnal as well there, and I think Zenith still has TP. So theoretically, they just blew quite a few big ultimates before this dragon, which is spawning in about 20 seconds. So theoretically, this is a really good spot. As we come back into game, straight away, prep yourselves. Zenith's back up and available.
Look at
coming
us.
on
Look
over
at our
here.
Positioning.
There is, this is potentially a really good time. No Rakanol, no Paranoia. We could play this, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, they spent all of that on Zenith, a lot of that on Zenith, and we'll see if, we're able to use the timing that we've created to just, but we're letting them sneak in here. Wait a minute. All right, well, now they've got a little bit of controlling interest, just using that positioning to their advantage. They've got shot in the back. Yep, exactly. Let's see how this plays out as they start to melt this Drake. They are forcing us into this fight. Fight us or we'll take this Drake. I don't know what to tell you. This is how it's going to be.
Still in a dangerous position going into the backside. Magnet Storm comes on down. Paranoia also burned. Big Magnet Storm. Sorry, not Magnet Storm. Bullet time in the backhand. Who now exhausting at the back end of it. Wukong is dead though. Sharp backing away. We're split up. Our damage dealers are nowhere near. They're running after Ari with no way to get to her. Oh, Caltus and Rim. It's a bad decision-making process there, I feel. They just don't get damage onto anyone valuable. Our Ezreal, our Orianna don't get to hit anyone valuable while Sheena and Zenith die for the cause. Colum goes to the backside, dies for the cause. We get no one. They get Soul, and I fear that's lights out for the game.
That was 3 for free, and that is a painful price. I see you were saying, and I heard you were like, watch Shaw, and I think they were too, but they didn't watch the rest of the team. And I know they saw Shaw trying to set up for, that engage, trying to, come in from behind that flanking position, but they still had to be there. I think we needed to put someone else on Shaw, patrol. I don't know. Well, let's hold out, shore up. Oh, Caltus out here trying to, clear out this lane. Colombe playing for the screen. There's 4 out here as they rotate towards this Baron pit. Oh my goodness. Elder in 5.
Like, we do scale well. We are going Blinding Jewel next. We've got the Camille
Yeah.
who will be able to deal with the Mountain Soldiers, but we are just so far behind. And the scaling isn't poor enough on the other side for this to be too problematic, especially because the Nocturne has got dive buddies. The Nocturne just needs to do setup. He doesn't need to do the knocking down. The Ari can do that. The Misfortune can do that. And this gold lead is going to continue extending. There's another bullet time. It's on a very short cooldown with this build, and Caltis loses half her HP after like 2 waves of the bullet time. I think this might be at least a turret here from Rim, and that'll be something.
That's something, you know. We'll take gold where we can get it. Now, yeah, they still have the threat of Baron looming over their heads. They're trying to see who they can pick off before they can safely take Baron, or they're trying to bait G2 into another fight that they are sure they could probably win, or at least take a few people down with them. Very painfully so.
They don't have the fastest Baron, it has to be said with this, but it's going down fast enough. Sheena's trying to wrap around the back end of this. Chromac is going to be doing a lot of warding out. Sheena now spotted, needs to be a bit aware. Down to 4k HP, 3,000. Velasco back away from Sheena, down to 2k HP. Can still look to get on in. Can't get into the Baron, and therefore it's taken pretty handily by Vitality. Rising B. Zenith, though, continues to shove. We're onto the tier 2 in mid lane, looking to continue threatening. Colum stuns up Chromac, won't be able to get here. They've burned the Paranoia already, so actually will cost them 2 tier 2s for the price of that. So it ends up shrinking the gold lead. Zenith now in danger. Needs to take time for this one. Charm comes on through, teared up by a second Charm, courtesy, of course, of the Ari following on up. And they bring down Zenith, who just hasn't been able to stay safe in these side lanes. The Rakan, the Ari, the Nocturne have been able to keep up with the Camille's escape plan every single time.
Oh, I know that scared Bloom a little bit. Yeah, exactly. They are really good at positioning around that Misfortune because they know that is where the damage is coming from. I mean, they've been speeding up, like you said, their ult, and they've just been shooting when they can shoot. And all the damage they're putting down on these turrets. Goodness. We are going to have to play it safe until we can secure another big objective, shrink that gold lead even further. I mean, hey, it'd be great if we could pick someone off. Picking somebody off would be nice right about now. It would really help.
5v4, and every time we try to do that, it's taking way too long because they collapse, as we said, faster. If we're there already as a 5, it's very different. But we've not actually had a 5v5 where we've gotten to play as a 5. We've always been split up. Like that last fight, as we said, Calcis and Rim we're kind of playing tag with the Ari, who's got to run away with them. And it was a 3v4 on the other side. They're going to try and jump onto Bloom. Not necessarily the easiest target. Teleport coming on in goes the Nocturne as well. He's pretty damn deep. Flashes away. Hextech Ultimatum trying to get the kill, but Colum is already dead. So is Zenith. Now a 5v3 all out onto Sheena, who dies as well. They're wiping us off the board. I think that's game, and G2HEL will be undefeated no longer.
Oh, my perfect score! No! Well, VBs did it. They made us bleed. They made us bleed. And it was exactly what you said. They got online faster. Their team fights. We didn't even have a really real team fight throughout most of that game. We never got to see the real Wombo combo. We got a taste of it at the end there, but that was after they had all been fed. Yikes.
I mean, look, there's a few things to keep our eyes on. I think most of it is just the plays we made weren't fast enough for what they wanted to do. We gave up way too many kills early as a result. That Rakan outplayed us multiple times. The Nocturne outplayed us multiple times. And Zenith, unfortunately, had that rough 1v1 that gave over the 1,000 gold of Cassandra. If that hadn't happened, if that had gone the other way, WinCon feels a bit different. But that will be for another game, which is coming up after this break.
See y'all soon.
It's been dark way too long in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear I see that fear in your face. Tell me when the last time you felt safe, cause there's some evil people in the streets. Evil at your front door, creeping while you sleep. It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek, I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. We go through bad days, hard times, low pay, high crime, pathways to a life without sunshine. I'm the lifeline. With this life, I'm gonna be the pipeline, shining in the nighttime. Bet on me to swoop down. I'ma go toe to toe. Already know that I'm never gonna back down. Bet on me to stand tall. I take on anything for my crew. Bet I risk it all. Wicked, wicked people in the streets. Corruption in the politics and the police. It's time to raise up. Take a stand against the seat. We won't take a back seat. I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. Get back up. Get back up. Get back up. If I get knocked down, I'ma get back up. If I get knocked down, I'ma get back up. If I get knocked down, I'ma get back up. I'ma get back up. I'ma get back up. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. Yeah, no more running from that bad guy. Don't worry about it. I'm right here. What's up? I know that journey been hard for you. Okay, I ain't giving up. We ain't giving up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the EEC. You just watched G2 HEL go up against Vitality Rising Bees in game 1 today. It did not work out in our favor. A huge upset, honestly. We were 8-0, and now we're 8-1. How you feeling?
Yeah, I think it was a solid comeback down to earth. The things we were punished on are things that we should have been punished on, and Vitality Rising Beast was ever going to be a team that was going to take a game of us. It was this squad. And before we got into that draft, I said, look, there are players on this squad who are really, really good. I shouted out Nenris, who had a great Misfortune game. Sharp, very good Ari game. You kind of go down the list and go, yeah, that was unfortunate. And we had a comp that could work, but we never actually got to play it. And we tried the plays we did try to make the cross maps we tried to make weren't happening on the right timers. Were happening too slowly when we did make them. So the responses from Vitality Rising Bees were more than fast enough with their comp to come and punish us for what he did. And we've seen that before, right, Chelsea? When we overplay, we have lost games. Say in Liga Nexo and stuff, where it's been, okay, we're trying to make this play in the enemy jungle. Sheena's here, make you play, and it's taken us 20 seconds. Oh, right, everyone's here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little slow. And I want to give credit to the VBs. I mean, I like to say, we like to critique G2 HEL, quite a bit because, we're biased. We love our team. But also, yeah, VBs, they had some great responses. I know you saw that setup in bot lane with the Misfortune when they did a gank is absolutely nuts. They did great, but we're in Champ Select, everybody. Let's get into it. Game 2's happening. Whew, I'm hype. No, we're going to take our time. Hey, don't worry. Don't worry.
So we just got a little word up
warn
from
y'all.
production. Actually, they've apparently paused going into it for a second, so we might actually have a little bit more chance to break things down here. So I think 4G2 HEL, something that's going to give us a bit more priority in lane to make sure that we are actually playing with a bit more agency for our sports stuff, because actually Bloom, for my money, actually was probably the MVP on that Rakan, was absolutely everywhere. Stifled out top side was really problematic. You could maybe have given it to Shara on that Ari as well. He picked up a lot of those early kills. But Colum never really got to get out of lane on the right timers in the way that Bloom did. And that was a bit of a problem in that regards. And Sheena on that Wukong, we were hoping she could take over the game. In the end, kind of the Nocturne ended up being the more valuable option, which was not what I was expecting, honestly, in that game. So it was a bit tricky. So a bit more priority. A little bit more agency for Sheena and Colum to link up to make some plays on our terms and force them perhaps to wail a bit. And if we are going to go towards a 2-item spiking team, then we just need to play towards our win cons a little bit more, not over-force and play into the enemy's hands. Yes, they can make dive plays around, but the other side of that is they just move faster than we do with a comp like that. You know, Cortana said it best way back in Halo. They've always been faster than us. It's the way it is. You can't outrace the Covenant.
Can't outrace the Covenant, baby. But yeah, let's not give the Covenant more than they deserve. I'm so glad that I feel like I get the heebie-jeebies about some champs. So when you brought up the Rakan, I was like, yep, I kind of clocked it at the start of the game. I was like, Rakan is super annoying. And they absolutely were, because they're supposed to be. And we know that. So with that knowledge, we know how to move with these champions. We know how to move with these teams. We'll see if we learned our lesson in this next game. I have to point out this amazing Nexus necklace you got. Beautiful, divine. You look good. I like that. I like that a lot.
I wish it was a Nexus necklace.
What is that? Is that a Kyber crystal?
It is a very nerdy necklace, quietly.
Is it a Kyber crystal? What is that?
It is a Kyber crystal. It is
I
a
knew
Star
it.
Wars
Okay, I was
Kyber
like...
crystal. It even says, in like the galactic font, "May the Force be with you." It is quietly the nerdiest thing I own. It's ridiculous.
I was trying to spin that.
You won't notice. You won't notice. But you go there. You go. It could be a Nexus crystal for this broadcast.
I was like, that's totally a Nexus, right?
Yeah. I know.
No, that's guys. No. It totally works. It totally works. It fooled me. You can do that. You can go between fandoms right here. That's exactly it. One gem.
It's just like, I appreciate the fact that it's not like too obvious, right? Like it's only when you come in really close, you go, oh, that's what it is. You can get like various different colors, but I've gone for the one that is like the most like I could wear this with pretty much everything. Like it's not going to get in the way. But if you go for like the bright blue crystal or the bright red crystal, it's a little different.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We know. We all know you're a nerd. We get it.
Have you seen what we do for a job, Chelsea? Like, yes, I yell at video games for love and money.
I proudly just pretend I don't do that. You know, once this broadcast goes down, everyone is, y'all are basically shut down. You're offline.
Chat. Come here. You do see the shirt that Chelsea's wearing right now, don't you? Now move that hand away. You can't hide it away now.
You can't see anything.
Is a Scooby-Doo t-shirt. And she has her bright pink headphones with her professional commentating setup and a Tibbers plushie.
Y'all don't see nothing.
I named
Y'all
the
don't see nothing at all. Nothing. I'm quietly saying, thank you. There's levels to this, you know. Y'all are just
exactly. Chelsea's on a deeper level than me. You just don't know it, guys. That's what we're getting at. It's so true.
Unfortunately, you know, we're pretty deep over here. Yeah, y'all. Thanks for appreciating our nerd fits. They're great. We would only wear them, you know. Well, no, you can wear that anywhere. I will also wear this anywhere. We wear this
you'd go
anywhere.
Clubbing in that. You'd hit the club.
I'm going clubbing in this. I was literally going to do that today.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday, everybody. Turning up on Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Oh, my God.
There you go. That's a better night for it. Sports night. Let's go.
That's good. Yeah, we'll go out, check out our favorite club, our favorite sports club this Wednesday. We have an FC out here.
Oh, yeah?
We have the Austin FC. Yeah, that's literally it.
I don't really follow MLS.
Well, you don't want to, but no, hey, we're good. Every time I go to a game, we win, and that makes me happy. Boom. I'm not a huge football fan, but when I do go, it's 10 out of 10. But yeah, we're about to hop into this club right here. Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's go.
We're on red side. We've got the Talia fight. There's the agency. There's the faster response time we needed. I think at this point they will Xayah regardless. It's nearly guaranteed. It was a really good pick for Bloom. It's pretty good into the dive option of the Vi.
Yeah, there it is.
Sheena had a really slick combo on the Vi yesterday. I don't know if anyone saw the clip on Twitter. She did it live. We'll see that we know that's a hover. It might be Colum doing the shout out for Chelsea. So we'll make sure the Lulu there is acknowledged properly.
I have a story. We'll share it after. Let's go. All right.
I think the Varus is going to be much more sense. It is a Caltis special. You can play it poke. Xayah hates it. It's miserable for the Xayah to play into. You outrange her. Her feathers don't work. I think the Varus would have been safer, but they're going towards the Zeri instead. It's much more of a hyper carry option. And in fairness, Caltis of late has really loved those scaling AD carry picks in a lot of Tristana, a lot of Smolder. Zeri fits into that wheelhouse pretty well. So I see the angle. It's certainly fitting into the Caltis zeitgeist, such as it is right now. But I think the Varus would also have made sense personally. But here we are. Last thing before I let you muse on that little Lulu hover. Sheena had a really sick Vi combo yesterday, where she ulted one target and mid-flight of the ult, flashed, so she would pass through another target and knock them up too. It was very clean as they were all running away.
God.
It was really sick. Go look it up on Sheena's Twitter. She's got the clip out there. Or go watch the VOD from yesterday. It was very, very clean indeed.
Oh, that would have made me cry. I'd have been like, there's so much I have to learn. Just, I don't know how I'm ever going to achieve that level of greatness. That would have intimidated me so bad if I was there to physically witness it. Wow, Sheena, you never, ever cease to amaze. All right. No Cass. No Syndra. No Silas. No Gwen. They're out of there.
That's a lot of focus towards the mid lane there. I think you could go Galio here relatively happily as Shah if you wanted. You could go for the Ahri again relatively happily here if you wanted. It's not a bad matchup into the Talia. Talia can stun you once with her Unravel Earth, and then it doesn't stun you anymore. So you can still play around that a bit more freely than a few of those other divers. We, however, are locking in an old horror of the past. The Yuumi is in. Zeri Yuumi, folks. Oh, baby. There's a couple good Yuumi carriers here in the Vi as well. Talia's not awful there, but Zeri Yuumi, we all remember the horrors. It's not quite the same anymore. It's not. You can spellbook and be okay with that, I think, as this one. You can Comet or Aerial. These things are fine. But what it used to be that you give a root because your ult used to root on Yuumi. It doesn't anymore. It just slows and heals. Which is still decent, and you basically get to empower the Zeri to be this kind of raid boss character who's dancing around everyone. Could be a bit of a nightmare. So that'll be the plan.
It was just how quickly the Yuumi was locked in that made me laugh so hard. It was so fast. And then the Malphite. Okay. And what is our final pick? We've already got our support locked in.
Malfighting here. All right. So that probably forces Zenith into some sort of counter pick here. I doubt it's the Seraphine. Unless they want to put the Zeri top, that would be a bit of an odd one. You could Camille, you could Vladimir is actually really nice into this. I
like
wonder
that.
about this one. So, this is how this one works, guys. You can pull the Malphite ult. That's the big one. He comes on in and he hits the big splash zone and you go, well, you idiot, and now you get to run him down. Also, Malphite stacks armor. His passive is armor. You, as you may have worked out, do magic damage. Malphite also tends to win lanes, especially if he goes towards those kind of AP variants, or even things like the Bramble Vest variants, Bloodly, by poke. Vladimir doesn't care about poke because every time he presses Q, he gets a transfusion and his health bar goes right back up again. So you don't win sustain wars versus the Vladimir. He can really abuse that Malphite. It's also then another good Yuumi carrier. You know what about Vladimir really loves? More move speed, more ways to heal himself back up, more shields. Like, that is nasty. It's another pair of scaling carries. We need to be a bit wary of that Ahri Xin Zhao taking over in the mid game, but we can match with the Talia and the Vi. So,
I know people don't like Yuumi, but hey, Yumi just makes everyone better. She had she had a big change to her kit a while back, I think.
Yeah, so that's
yeah.
they basically tried to take her apart because she was everywhere for a bit in 2023.
Yeah, she was. I was one of them.
She'd been pro viable for a little while. You know, we'd seen like Mako got a skill on it in Worlds in 2021. And basically, every time Worlds would run round, you'd have the Enchanter plus Hyper carry bot lane, Jinx Lulu, Zeri Yumi, Lucian Nami as a kind of offside, and everyone was playing and everyone was making memes about it. But the big thing was, Yumi could jump over onto basically could just not lane and leave to join someone like a Shinzo or an Olaf in the jungle and make them unkillable. And two,
Literally.
your ultimate was an insane engage tool. So if you were on someone like a Zeri,
Yes.
or God forbid, a Shinzo or an Olaf, they would go in and you could just AoE root a team with your ult.
I loved it.
That was busted.
Loved it.
It was busted.
I loved it. Okay, I felt useful, even more useful as just a little cat on the rift. I could go in, and if anything went wrong, I just pulled out my book and ulted. I was like, all right, the problem's solved. But we're about to hop into this game, y'all. Let's see how we solve this problem. All right.
So she's become a lot more defensive, basically, guys. She still does a lot to keep your
She
carries
is.
alive, but she's a little less potent in lane. She has a little less poke, and her ult is a lot less powerful. So that's the big ones there. But Vitality Rising Bees did win game 1. G2 HEL on the red side with some cool counter picks. I really like this Vladimir Chelsea. I think it's super smart, and it can mess with a lot of those other characters super well, especially if you time your Sanguine pool right.
Exactly. It's going to be really cool to see how they're able to just, I think we're going to get some help from jungle. They're going to come down, help out a bit if they have any, just engages in the river. And then that Yumi, I'm curious to see how that Yumi is going to be moving this game. I mean, I think they're going to get comfortable for the first 5, but then you might catch them on, Vlad's shoulder from time to time. Might even catch them on Talia's shoulder. It's going to be fun. All right. Everybody's dancing. Yes, Ninris, we hear you. We see you. Yep. You know how to, yep, you got that Rakan. All right, I'm reading chat. And yes, chat, you are seen. I hope you predicted. Don't miss a chance to win big. Everybody's having a little too much fun for my taste. Everybody's dancing. Oh, okay. Well, I take it back. Now we're not having too much fun. Mid is all about the fight. All right. As you can see. Go ahead.
That's actually a really good point, because the mid being all about the fight. I know you talked about that bit in lane, but genuinely that is very true. Because if you're looking at the places that can affect the rest of the map early, it realistically is that mid jungle that's going to be the most contentious. Because bot side, Zyra Khan is going to have shove into Zeri Yumi. It's just nearly guaranteed, though. Nenris eating a bit of damage. That kind of sucks for Nenris. Has got some biscuits in inventory, so she'll be able to heal up a little bit there. But all the while, that's just the way of things. Top side, Vladimir into Malphite is what it is, but no one's got kill threat there until 6. It is what it is. So realistically, the point where it's most on the knife's edge early is that mid lane.
Yeah.
Vitalia versus Ari Shinzao. Whoever wins there can then take their power elsewhere. Cough, bot lane, cough.
Cough. Bot lane. Help. Got it.
Thank you, exactly. That's it. With the less stage direction options as I went for.
That was beautiful. Yeah, I just had. You gave me the subtext. Yeah, I had to act it out.
Subtext is for cowards. Just say it out loud.
We're saying it out loud, everybody. You got it. All right, we're gonna see. It feels like another mini race. We're gonna see who gets that first blood. We're gonna see who gets that gain on their lane, and then we're gonna see where they take that next. It feels like everybody in each lane. Oop. Okay, just a Bloom just being aggressive. Zyra Khan, aggressive. That's the kind of power couple they are. But I feel like whoever starts winning in either lane, whether it's top with Charm. Wow, okay, Shaw.
Hang on, the shove across the Unraveled Earth evens that one out pretty well, actually, in the end. And Rim still got some HP to work with. Bot side, Kaltis gets the bop and block passive. Yusha's coming around, but again, I don't think they've got kill threat, though, because again, you've got Barrier, Flash, Exhaust, and Heal. A lot to go through there to get the kill onto that Zeri, and I just don't think they've got anywhere near the damage to make that happen, and they know where that Shinzo is, so they're just playing defensive, getting the waves as they're coming forwards, and as long as Kaltis is holding onto that Spark Surge, really difficult to lock down for now.
Yeah, absolutely. Jinja out here just playing recon, seeing, sizing up the competition. Went back to base. All right. I want to see who gets in the lead first. I mean, mid has not been pulling any punches. They have just been non-stop fighting. I really feel like what we're going to see is we'll get some engage mid. Someone's going to take that victory. And then hopefully by 10 minutes, we'd have spread that love. Zenith, unless they're doing a deep ward. Yep, helping. Oh, okay, yeah. Trying to disrupt a little bit in that Jin Jiao because of that vision. Nice. We're going to see people spreading the love this game. I really think we're going to get snappier plays from G2. And on top of that, we're going to be assisting each other more because that's what we need. I mean, we got an Ari, we got a Jin Jiao, we got a Xayah and a Rakan. We need to be on guard with these champions. Yes, we are playing Yuumi. Yes, we are.
We are
and
indeed.
Please go ahead. It's great.
I want to just call out that again, Shah has gone towards the correct option. Early Dark Seal, early boots. That's a lot of mobility and firepower. You want early Dark Seals. All the best Aries in the world do it. Look at Knight. It's the way he does it. Again, I am obligated to say this by virtue of being Nightmare's brother. If I don't, I think he probably just kills me. I fear for my life if I don't say that Dark Seal and Ari is a requirement. This is your mandated by Dark Seal and Ari statement. Yeah, but it's a great option. Actually, very sensible this game. You want to get that snowball happening. You want to try and repeat a little bit what happened last game. Sheena should be okay. Does have to flash. Potentially go back in here, but I think with that ignite and burning that flash a little bit tricky. But the dragon did just reset. Interesting space now. Talia coming on over. Has the Weaver's Wall. We have a few options here. I mean, we're setting up. We're pinched very nicely. Yes. The charm after, but Sheena's now in danger. Gone too far. There's no follow-up because Countess and Colum just couldn't get on over. Exhausted the Nemris means that Nemris is now really low. Their health bars are desperately low in general. That makes this tricky. Maybe come back over and still play this. You've lost control over that. Banana Bush. Shusha stacking up the 3 Talon Strike, using that dragon. Keep your eye on the Xin Zhao. Using the dragon to make sure they still have that knock-up available. Continue to hit a lot of damage. Down to 1200 HP. Looking to find the fight. Seismic Shove goes wide. Yusha low. Pick up the dragon. Charm! Onto the backline onto Kaltus. Looking for some more damage. Spark Shows comes on down. Nenris and Yusha flash over the wall. Rip now on. But has no mana!
But it's not worth.
She's got no mana! In goes the Yuumi. The knock-up comes on through. Ultra Shock Laser. In they go. Trying to get some more value. Overcomes Columbus. Got Sheena to work with as she's respawned. It's an absolute method of fight. 3 for 3, and it is actually Vitality Rising Bees who get the 3 kills first. So they've got the feat of martial mastery. But look where the kills went, folks. 2 kills onto that Zeri is good news. We'll take that.
Yes, we will take that. It may look a little more even, straight at the stats, sure, but whew, it said a lot from that fight overall.
Every summoner, baby. Every summoner.
Yeah. Every single spell. My goodness. I mean, look, you broke it down. Let's watch it again. That bush was putting in so much work. That bush was literally, that wall in that bush was, but that shove. That was a beautiful shove. It looked like a good engage on paper, but Sheena got melted, and just like you said, bot lane just was not able to immediately hop onto the back, into that back line. Ugh, and they suffered for it. And yeah, they were sitting behind this wall, doing a little do-si-do, poking them down. They still take Drake. We still get a few kills, but they get us 2.
Rim doesn't have any mana, but does get the ward down doing that. So flashing at the ward, actually survives a lot longer than you think because Colum gets to go in, and the bot and block passive gets value. And Colum's still got a full HP bar to work with on the Yuumi. Sheena comes on over, and Shah has to flash out as well. It ends up being an okay trade there. The only thing is, we lose the dragon, we're likely going to lose the grubs as well here. So we lose both sets of the early objectives rather than cross-mapping for grubs, which is a bit rough. But hey, we are the scaling squad on the whole. We're the ones with the Vladimir. We're the ones with the hyper-scaling bot lane. We're okay to give up some of these early objectives, especially because we just accelerated the amount of gold in the game in general, and that will nearly always favor the scaling team if it's an even acceleration.
Absolutely. And as you said, top lane, we're holding our own up there. We have, the advantage so far. Oh, but we are, we said let's jump the bot.
Hang on. I think Sheena's just dead as the Unstoppable Force comes on through. Yeah, well, Malphite presses are, and Sheena couple rough games now. The Wukong wasn't her best work ever, and this is now a bit of an overforce on the bot side, just giving up another kill onto that. I want to say the Xayah, but I'm not. Yes, it was the Xayah who picked that one up, so that actually completely mitigates Kaltis' lead that she picked up. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call was there. It looked like they were going to have some form of engage, but, you know, the team was just a little too far behind and Sheena got fed to the team. So let's see how we adjust. I mean, if we're looking mid, yeah, Ahri's going to be ahead. And while, yes, they are the same in CS, Ahri has a kill. And Rim's going to need one of those pretty soon if she hopes to keep up, or at least helping the team out with other objectives so we can spread the gold everywhere. Let's see what we decide to do in the next minute or two. We got 6 minutes until we get some more Baron action, or Baron Pit action. And we got another minute 30 until that next Drake, which is a Hex Tech Drake. Yeah, I gotta say, those last few minutes felt a bit messy. Just a bit messy. We'll see if we can clean that up, because VB's, their responses are pretty clean, even though we're throwing some unexpected stuff at them. Sheena about to get scared off. Still got the scuttle. Just scared off a little bit by mid lane. I want to see us get some good picks, and then we start spreading the love. I want to see us moving from lane to lane. I want to see Vlad disrupting mid, or at least, you know, disrupting the jungle, which they did a little earlier. But Rim, between a rock and a hard place here, Shaw and Yusha jumping them. My goodness, not even a fight. Whew. Uncomfortable. Hard watch. Hard watch. All right. Yeah, that hurt to watch too. We'll see if Sheena is able to, you know, path up, maybe provide some assistance once we get Rim back in the lane. Definitely going to need some help there. The only lanes keeping ahead right now are top and not even half of bot. That lead that we had with Kaltis.
Like, bot is even enough, but the mid jungle going against us is problematic. Again, we said that was where the knife fight was going to be. It has unfortunately gone against us a couple games in a row now. Zenith has got the pool to work with, but reminder, Chromax still got the ult here, so can just go further forward. Zenith still got flash, will be forced to burn it. And that's a bit unfortunate. Was a bit greedy, I think, in wanting to hold on to the reset. Now going to be down the flash. Be a bit problematic. Over towards the dragon we go, though. Theoretically, TP in him, but with a Malphite not having the ult, can't really afford to threaten by TPing in themselves. So it should just be dragon for G2 help, which feels pretty good news. Stops that being a stacking option and denies the feats of martial mastery. Full Rift Maker for Zenith, which does explain why she was sticking around in lane. That is a massive spike for the Vladimir, who now gets a lot more obnoxious with that power.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Vlad's already really obnoxious with that outfit, with the attitude. Don't give him the power to boot. All right.
I mean, did you see him in the preseason cinematic, him and LeBlanc?
Yes.
Hang on. Wait. We need to watch
they're
this.
Deep
this
in.
Is, this is
They're
spicy.
trying to...
They don't know Yusha's there. They have an idea. They have to have an idea. It's the reason they're being so wary walking to lane. They still can't get that. I think that probably means that another plate is going to be lost bot, and they're going to have to sack this wave, which kind of sucks. Where is Sheena? Top side, clearing out camps. So just had to wait for that wave to go. Unfortunate. It's not the end of the world. It's the correct decision from Kaltis and Columbus.
Truly, I'm glad they caught it. Didn't get caught out, because that's the worst. Hopefully they can shove this back into their advantage. Maybe hold this wave so they can at least just feed off of some more farm over the next minute or so. I mean, yeah, they've been fighting over this CS for a minute. It keeps flipping back. Xayah, Zeri. We'll see if we can snatch some of that back up pretty soon. All right, that Drake is up in another 3 minutes, so we've got time. Right now, we need to be clearing out all of our mini objectives here, which Sheena is doing. Be nice to see some invades as well. We should probably, hit them where it hurts if they have any camps up. And then it'd be great to get a pick while we wait for this stuff to come up. Just a minute before everything goes. We gotta hamstring them somehow. Okay, but as you see, DB is pathing up towards top lane. I'm sure that they know that this, they know that this Vlad is annoying. They're trying to crush us wherever they can. But we got bot lane. They're mid now. We might be getting a fight pretty soon. I mean, Bloom is taking some damage there, but it's just Kaltis by themselves. All right. I'm just, watching, waiting. You're just trying to close the distance. Yeah. Yes, I am. Commiserate. Okay, yeah, they're trying to jump Zenith. I think they're either going to go around, but Zenith must have seen it because...
No.
Oh, they're good. Okay, good.
Yeah, okay, it's fine.
Good. Jin Zhao
I'm not
dashed
sure
into
how
the
much
river.
more Blink 182 I can get into this. I'm trying.
No, you got it. All right, they're lining up. We're creating a screen here. We're using the advantage of that. Push.
Ooh.
Do a little poke.
Way on that one, that's all right.
Yeah.
Zenith just fine down here. The
I mean, this
Dragon's
would
spawning
be...
in a couple minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Herald is Herald up in a minute, so that's probably going to be our next port of call. I feel, Chelsea. So eyes on that Herald in about 50 seconds or so.
What I want is for them to, if they could just get, they can get Yusha out of there, that would make it for us. We got Yusha, or at least a couple of their players. We can hop in and take that Herald with a little more ease. I mean, China's already there. We're sizing up and we're creating a little pressure. But we'll see if we hold it. All right. Romax still hanging out. Vlad collapsing.
Rome's,
I think we're...
yeah.
Yep, I think we're communicating that. I think we want that Herald.
I think Zenith would we're going to be on the Herald already there. Sheena and Rim starting it up. Yusha also around. It's got the Sundered Sky versus Sundered Sky. It's the same smite marker as well, so everyone on the 900 damage mark for that. 3,000 HP. Kaltis, Colum,
Yusha's
Rim,
right
all
there.
here. The Malphite now roaming up the rivers, not quite here yet. Watch Shah on the side, misses the charm, that's important. Lightning crash down, Herald secured.
wow.
Turning around onto the Ari, trying to blow up Valkyrie, throws Bloom into the backside. A phenomenal Rakan engage. Kaltis trying to get some more value and can't quite do it. Rim split apart there. And they end up getting the feats of warfare off the back of that one as
And
well.
the strength. Oh, yep. I know that's got us thing. I hate doing work for anybody. I hate it. I can't stand it. Well, I know we wanted the Herald, and I knew we needed to deal with Yusha or anybody, but when that doesn't happen, that's just a free Herald for Vitality Rising Ease.
Yes,
All right.
another kill to Nenris. It's more stacks for the Ari. Rim dies again, so it's another wave loss for her. Like, it's not the easiest space to be in. At the very least, as Vladimir is continuing to be a menace. But we are beginning. We've lost pretty much every skirmish outside of the first dragon fight, which went evenly. And that's proving to be a bit problematic at this point, it has to be said. Dragon's now up as well. We did get the second dragon, so we could probably afford to give this one up, honestly. And in fact, I think we might just do that.
If we let them take this Drake, then I want to see us, either invading their jungle, just clearing out whatever camps they've got, trying to focus on, pushing those lanes up, something. But they've cleared that dragon.
Yeah.
It's okay to give that up as long as but they are tapping on our turrets. But they just got to replay for this fight if you want to know what happened at Herald.
Yeah, so obviously Shah's got vision behind him. We've not really done our due diligence with vision. We've got like a couple walls down, but we don't know where this Ari is. She's going to miss this charm in a second. But the problem is the damage in some ways is already done. That charm going wide reveals exactly where Shah is. We lose the smite fight on this one, but Shah still gets over the wall. And we try to collapse on the Ari. But watch Bloom immediately interrupts Rim, who's then left out to dry. Ari gets out, Bloom gets out, has to blow a summoner, but that's about it.
And that's it. A Herald for cheap. Oh, that just leaves a sour. Just a sour taste. All right. Pushing those lanes in just a bit, getting us back to somewhat, even in position. But yeah, these advantages, we've lost most of them. Like you said, the only advantage that we have so far is up at top lane with our Vlad.
That is going to be a big deal, because there's not
that.
a lot of people here who manage Vladimir super well, at least first rotation. If Vladimir misuses the pool, then things like the charm and the feathers can get a bit more annoying. But until that time, it's a bit tricky. At this point, can be dived. See how they want to do this. Flashes away, Hemaplague's down, Knockup comes on through, and there is no response. Rim and Sheena nowhere near to be found. They're all going to try and shove through mid as Zenith does die out there. A little bit unfortunate. Should be able to potentially trade through this one, but there's a Herald to work with. They're going to get at least a tier 2 there, as there is no real response. This cross map is anywhere near the same level, especially with the Malphite turning up mid, and they managed to hold on to the mid lane tier 1. So 2 turrets for the price of just the 1 bot side plus Zeniv's life. Yeah, that's good news for Vitality Rising Bees.
I know they're feeling good. And
Herald's gonna get another charge here. Nah.
Yeah, Herald's just, picking at the wave. Just having a little good time. Now, I think what we've seen here since we had Sheena and Kaltis mid, I think that means we're trying to build up Kaltis to be, a part of our win con. I would prefer that, we help Vlad out a little more. I mean, they clearly have the advantage
Sheena
on the team, but Sheena is getting juggled. We are not finding the right times or right places to be. Getting caught out. I don't know. It's been 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And yes, the gold advantage, it's up
It's
there.
big now,
it's not
unfortunately.
too crazy.
I mean, it's 3,500 gold at this point is a significant lead. 2K was playable. This is more problematic. And again, we're running into this issue where Sheena now 2 games in a row has really struggled. Really struggled to find a lot of value. He's been caught out a lot. Is now 0-3 behind 1,300 gold. They're going to get Atakan off the back of this as well. Again, we've got a win con in late game Zeri, but the fact that the Zai's been funneled a lot of gold, she's no slouch later on either. The Vladimir is a win con as well, but we're not doing a good job about playing slow enough, not giving up enough to get there. We did get that tier 2 in the Malphite. Can't really do all that much into the Vladimir anymore, who just phase rushes away. That's the pull down. Backs away, the tier 2 secured. So at least there is that. That's a nice little pickup on the other side, but it comes at cost of soul point there for the side. Oh, sorry, it's only second dragon. I do apologize.
No, you got it. You got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're trying to do a little bullying here.
Shove,
mid.
good shove. Shah has to back away on that one. Yusha now in danger. Throws down the Crescent Guard themselves. The final chapter comes on down. Watch Chromac, who was threatening the unstoppable force there. Damage is beginning to come on through there. That's looking a little bit nicer again
that looked
for
nice.
us.
That did look very nice. I enjoyed that. Felt like we had a little bit more of a handle on
Death
that.
cap for Zenith, by the way, as well. This Vladimir is so strong.
Exactly. That's why I want to see more love on the Vlad. Just a little
Honestly,
more love, a little more collaboration.
See, like, we don't need... Like, if the Vladimir is just in a lane with the Malphite, and the Malphite is slowly having a more and more miserable time, that's fine for us. It's just the 4v4 then needs to hold up their end of the bargain, and that hasn't really happened so far. Stealing away the red buff feels good. 25 seconds until Dragon feels good. We've got a lot of shove here, and a lot of control around the bottom side of the map. We need to be wary of Chromac. We don't know where they are. Kaltis flashes away, stays alive. Bloom does get the charm, but there's still a lot of damage back, and that's the ult flash from the Malphite, who gets the flash off of Kaltis. Not that much more. Sheena's dead. That's too far. And there's the side of Nenaris finds a big old Featherstorm pullback combo. Of course, Nenaris getting the kill. Importantly now onto Kaltis, trying to get some damage back. His Rim, who's getting onto Chromac. The exhaust comes on down, but in goes Yusha, who just charges on it, trying to get some damage back. The bopper block is good. Shah doesn't take that much damage. The burn is good. They will get the kill onto the Ahri at the back end of it, courtesy of a bit of Leandri's burning. Rim survives. It ends up being a 2-for-1 plus turret. All the while, though, the Vladimir on the tier 2, teleporting in behind, wanting to get a play here with everyone being so damn low. Rim can potentially join, but it's damn low herself. Throws down the Hema. All right,
cleared him up.
Nenaris is dead. Zenith looking to get some value. The last chapter's here. Chromac trying to get some value, but what's he going to do? It's a Malphite with no ult. Zenith can keep running. Has got huge transfusion damage and a Rift Maker. Can keep hunting for more. Rim healed up courtesy of all of those Yumi heals with the zoomies. We can turn on to the dragon courtesy of a fantastic angle from Zenith.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the love I wanted to see. She just needed to be on cleanup. They set it up for her, and she cleaned up a bit, and now we got another Drake. That's good. That's so good. We are at 23 minutes and 20 seconds, everybody. You can see the goal difference. We have damn near closed it. Excuse my French. Yeah, that was 10 out of 10. Look at that. It looked tenuous at first. The Malphite crashing on Kaltis like that. And Sheena going in, and the shove. I just really appreciated that shove here. Made some space to at least focus. But yeah, sacrificing themselves for that. Ari was putting in some work there, the damages. But,
The fact
oh,
that
man.
Rim survives here in a second is so big. Skolin
Yeah.
gets to go on top. Chromac has to back away, and then Yusha goes on in. And then flash in from Ari, who doesn't get the charm. And the burn here after the shove ensures that she dies. Yusha just about gets away with it themselves, but they're all so low. And you still haven't got the Vlad. But this was a 4v5, and the Vlad TPs now. Has got flash, has got ult, has got everything needed, gets the Hema Plague and the Tides of Blood, and everyone melts. Rim comes in with a lot more HP because they've still got the zoomies. And a reminder, Yuumi can always give you more HP than you think she can.
Yep, she sure can, and that's why I love seeing Yuumi up here. Bless him. All right, that was good. Now we have to spend it.
Huge turning goal.
Proper. Look at that. I would be so sad right now. But are we about to get caught out? No. Good job. Good job, Bears.
Projectile scout. Good work from Colum.
Great job. They literally flipped that gold. You can see it on the graph. But hopefully we don't get caught out here. Zenith in a precarious position, but nice dodge there. That was a good low micro dodge. But now we are shaping up for that Baron. I can see they're trying to bait us into at least something. They're like, all right, that was a fluke. But now we're going to try that again. Now all of us are here. We're going to fight. Either you fight us or we're going to just take Baron.
Yeah.
And that's something G2 HEL does all the time.
Oh, yeah. A reminder what's at stake here. The winner of this goes first in the group. We're now both 8-1 after Vitality won the first game. It ties up the game score. They win. They leapfrog us to first. We win. We secure first. Still going through the playoffs regardless, but there's a little bit of pride on the line and better seeding also does matter here. G2 HEL look to retake control over the river. Atlantia one's gone rim.
Pinch both of them. Yes!
Yusha to a horrible position, throws down the Crescent Guard, but to what end? There's a Vladimir! There's so much damage, and of course the Yuumi keeps Kaltis. Lovely and healthy. The wicked ultimate cast! In Chelsea gets a nice cackle out because Baron's up and the jungler just died.
Exactly! I love it. I love it. That was finally they get face checked. Finally, they make a mistake. Oh, Rim is by themselves. But I mean, they're doing the damage. Oh! Juggling this Malphite.
But over comes to Vladimir. Mac has to flash away. Now Bloom in danger as well. Going to get transfused and tied to blood. The empower Tide to blood comes on in. In they go with the quickness, but a flash ensures the kill. Nenra's in danger. The Xayah trying to go up a bird of a feather. Will die to electroshock lasers and blood transfusions together. Just about get out with the blast cone. The bird a little underdone. Flying home, but the feathers are singed.
Oh, they're definitely burnt up. It's happening! Oh my gosh!
That's a big win.
Huge flip, and they got the Baron. And just like you said, we're coming even we scale later. So I'm excited to see this flip to our advantage at 27 minutes.
Shadow Flame.
Hype. Oh, that was beautiful.
This Vladimir will delete everyone net name the Malphite. Even then, I don't think the Malphite has a great time in the extended play either because of the Riftmaker. Shar's now in danger. There's a Yuumi on top of that. It's going to just force the ult out of Shar. That's a big one. Again, it's late enough into the game. I think that Shar with the rank 3 ultimate should have this back off cooldown in time for the Dragon, but it's going to deny shove. It's going to deny control around the river for what could be a soul point fight. It means it's not available to help contest this Baron shove either, I think.
No, it is not. And we're sitting here. We're almost at a 4K gold difference here at 27 minutes, and we are actively trying to hunt them down. But we have nice. I'm so glad that they decided not to engage there. I was like, if we do it, it'll look a little sticky. But they are wiser than they scared me to be. That's good. So G2 HEL trying to find a good fight here.
The Chaos is done for Colum here as well, which can be a pretty big deal. It means you can cleanse away that first bit of CC, particularly the Quickness Charm, particularly the RE Charm, means getting that big lockdown. The Vitality Rising Bee one onto a key target before the Yuumi keeps them alive, before the Mikhails keeps them alive as well. Could be really, really significant, and you have got so many threats to be aware of now. The Vladimir, the Zeri, even this Talia and Sheena's Vi are scary enough right now that one kill isn't necessarily enough for Vitality Rising Bees, particularly if they don't force the Vladimir back, because that Vlad is horrifyingly strong. Yusha here with a potential flank, looking to try and get over here, can't quite do it. Dragon's up, G2 HEL gonna head towards it.
That is where all of our advantage lies, in that Vlad. You saw that 4.6k. Chromac is... They're a little overestimating themselves there. Now,
They
we'll
just aren't
see.
tanky anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's a 3-1, Vlad. And then we got a 2 into Zeri, so hopefully that's enough to at least help us widen that distance. We're on this Drake. And no one's going to be able to stop it. Yeah, this is ours. Now, next thing we need to do, I think it's time for mid. I think it's time we start tapping on mid's door, but let's see what we've got planned. Shaw is up there, but Vlad's there to respond, so that's good. Yeah, Malf, use that ult. I see you in chat. Thanks for keeping eyes for us. Yeah, the 4.6 gold. Yeah, you see that. You see it right there. Vlad has been, Zenith has been putting in work.
Also, I'm just going to put this out there. Chemtech dragons individually give you healing and shielding power. You have a Vladimir and a Yuumi in your squad. Like, and hell, even things like the Vi, who gets a fair amount of shielding and healing off Sundered Sky and Blast Shield and stuff, like, that is deceptively a lot of value off these base dragons, more than I think an Ocean Dragon would potentially give here in this game. That is going to be a problem here. They need anti-heal now.
Yeah, that's going to make Yuumi even more useful. I mean, look at Kaltus.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is great for us. I love to see it. We got 2 minutes, so we might see something happen in the next 2 minutes, something big, unless we get a really good pick in between that time. I'm hoping that we at least, we tap on mid and then rotate towards Baron in the next 2 minutes. I think that would be the best setup possible. Now we got Kaltus mid as well. Okay, I mean, we might be doing it a little early, but we see VBs over here bot lane. They're all going back because they see us. Yusha's down here fighting by themselves. All right. Now we're just backing up, working through their jungle. Very nice. Warding. Yeah, we're setting up for this Baron pit. They're desperately trying to push those waves back. But they do have to be careful because they could run into us in the jungle. Vlad down
drive
bot.
done for Vlad. That's a 5k lead on the Vladimir alone. That is very, very,
Wild.
very scary. That is the lead for our team, by the way. It's in the Vladimir. Understandably
It's in
so.
there.
But again, Zeri's got 3 items now as well. So her being 700 gold behind means nothing at this point. She will really, really hurt. And you can see it there. Gets a few Hurricane autos through, and suddenly the damage is huge. Rim off on a flank angle here with Sharp. Misses the Unraveled Earth. But all the while, the Vladimir is uncontested. About to
Look
start
at that.
altering the tier 3 turret.
Literally.
Oh,
All they have to do is rotate.
Malphite
They're
does not
going to
enjoy
have
that.
to... No, they do not. They're going to have to pick. If G2 is playing how I'd expect them to play, they're going to have to pick between letting the Vlad, poke their tower bot or, letting them poke mid tower. And Baron should be up really soon, so I'm
They're
expecting
all
them to
coming
do
for
this.
I think Zenith could be in
Oh,
danger here.
Zenith.
Gets the turret. Going to be jumped on right about now. Needs to try and buy some time. Throws down the Hema Plague. Needs to buy
Ooh,
time and
yep.
can't. But now going to get onto the tier 3 instead.
And
Looking
there's that
to get
mid.
another inhibitor turret down. But it is now a 5v4. And that's all of our gold lead gone, by the way. The Vladimir dying.
Yep.
Significant. Shard comes on in. Charm onto Kaltus. Mikhail's away. Rim left in a horrible position. Needs to ult away. Crobat can look to ult. There is no flash on Rim available anymore, so she's surely dead as well. Baron, I think, is
out.
about to spawn in 10 seconds. Well,
Yeah.
we've just given up Baron for those plays. Rim dying in that manner with no support coming. Oh, Rim, sorry, Zenith, that's probably the one to call out, was
Zenith, yeah.
huge.
No, you
that
got
could
it.
cost us the game here.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I wanted us to play that smart. I was hoping we'd either pick one or the other and force them to lose a turret, and then we rotate back on Baron, but we don't even have vision over here. It's honestly, that's it. That's Baron. I mean, we can go and clear out our camps, hopefully regroup. Maybe we get a good team fight / we get a good pick, but they have just about made the distance on closing that gold gap once again. 33 minutes in.
So we've got a minute until Dragon. So there is a world here where we still get Soul. And we're still in no game spot. But basically, here is Zenith who decides she's going to go for the turret. She's going to just take it and try and outplay. And losing just Zenith would probably have been fine. But she doesn't flash.
Yeah.
She doesn't press W. The ult from the Malphite comes straight on down. And we try to
take that moment to get the inhibitor turret here as well. And we do. We get both inhibitor turrets, but then we don't get out properly. The exit is poor.
Yeah.
And Rim tries to hold onto a flash for way too long. You just have to flash earlier, and then tries to rock surf her way out. But a flash on him from Chromac to get the seismic shard means that she's run down, and it becomes a 5v3 around the Baron. We just have to give it up. At this point, though, we can come back to life, still try and defend these turrets, fight for this dragon, but it is a sloppy set of plays that really didn't need to be that way.
Right. Yeah, just got to be snappier on those disengages. I think things would have gone way better. Might have even had Baron off of that. But we'll see how this play goes as we start to shape up around the pit. We are still being as aggressive as we want to be. We're trying to show them that we, hey, yeah, look, even the way we're trying to inch into the pit, but we're going to pay for it.
That's the quickness down as well there, actually. So that's actually a really big ult for Vitality Rising Bees to lose. Chromac off vision in a scary spot. That banana bush could be such a problem. Zenith with the Yumi on top of her. Palum can do so much work to keep this Vladimir up and rolling. Yusha goes on in. Damage onto Sheena, who's in danger. Trying to find some damage back as Sheena's about to go on down. Finds the cease and desist. All trying to buy some time. Chromac will surely fall afterwards. Into the backline is Zenith. Buying so much time. Blows up multiple members into the sanguine pool. The Vladimir won't die. Throw out that evil cackle. Ari gets something, but we get the soul in trade for the whole backline.
Beautiful. It was, hey, it was a lot that we sacrificed there, but we got it. We got it. And we're still going for it. I mean, Yumi makes you feel powerful, right? Like, I mean, we could at least hit a turret or two, right?
We've got the Vladimir.
Oh!
Who can do that with a transfusion?
It's ended.
The AD carry. They've got everybody gone. We can look to this.
Got to take some turret shots. And this looks like our game.
8 seconds on Nenris. I think it's still done. I don't think they could stop it.
It's done.
First place
it's done.
for G2 HEL. We had to work for it, but Zenith with the Vladimir sucks him dry.
I love that. Yo, Zenith diff everybody. Yes, yes. 10-0. You know, 10-0's always nice. But you know, 9-1 works. And you saw how we learned from our first game, and we crushed it. And I love seeing Zenith get time to shine, because it's not often we get to see that. But Zenith was carrying.
When Zenith gets her moment, I think particularly red side Zenith is a different beast, right? Because she does actually play counter matchups really, really well. I actually like the Camille almost worked in game one. Again, we saw that one attempt for the 1v1 go wrong, and then the K'Sante gets ahead, and things get tricky, and then the time to kill gets so long that response time has become really tricky, and you know, all of those things snowball. But we have seen, how many times have we seen the Vayne from Zenith be such a menace? The Vladimir here into the Malphite inspired. It's such a good choice, especially because I think this series, normally we think Sheena and Rim are very, very consistent, right? They are often first to move on a map, win the 2v2s a lot. This time around, I actually think Shah and forgive me, Vitality Rising Bees, I need to remember it's Yusha. Of course it's Yusha.
Yusha, yeah. They were,
I think on the whole, the better jungle mid duo, and I think Bloom as well. Like that Calm was terrifying both games. You know, that core was I think on the whole
so strong,
more effective than G2 HEL's. And how often have we said that? Actually, it feels like G2 HEL's
really don't.
Jungle mid, jungle support have often been in a class of their own, particularly in equal esports. Today, not so much. Zenith did some serious work in G2 HEL. The late game tenacity, the late game playmaking, and pressure on those turrets ended up coming in clutch, and that was important because that second game wasn't easy either. Let's be real. The early game it wasn't fun.
It wasn't. That you saw the gold flip. Like literally, I think we were 20 plus minutes into the game. Man, they literally climbed a mountain.
Yeah, it was a 7K gold flip. It was a big deal.
It's huge. They climbed a mountain to make that happen, and the timing was perfect when they did it. I want to see, I hope we get to fight up against them again, you know, sooner than later, because like we said, this isn't a Sheena that we normally see. I think today, you know, it felt different. Things felt kind of off. And I want to see Sheena at their top. It's very rare that I see a jungle go up against Sheena and Sheena isn't like leading by miles ahead, at least like 30 CS plus after we've sat for like 15 minutes or so. So yeah, I hope we get a rematch soon. I know we will, but you know, I want to see it. I'm chomping at the bit. But You were so right, Bloom. I got a shout out to you. You and that Rakan? You're right. Initialize called
scary.
that out.
There was
My
some really
God.
good, but there was some really, really good Rakan plays in there.
So good, so good. Got to give you all your props. And Shaw, you do what I've always expected you to do. You hold it down mid lane. You are very defensive. We see that. It's one of your greatest. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Quick bit of admin keeping here, because obviously now we guaranteed that we are first place. I think I know when our next match will be, by the way. So for those who want to know, playoffs will be kicking off on Tuesday the 22nd is when that will be happening. So do keep your eyes on that one. That'll be not next week, the week after. So 2 weeks time.
Got a couple weeks, almost.
There's a couple weeks on that one. So do keep your eyes on that. And that'll be when our next game is. If we win that one, we then immediately go on to round 3. And if we win that, we go on to the grand finals. But because we're in the upper bracket as well, but if we lose, we go down to the lower bracket, make the run. I mean, for us, we'd love the lower bracket run. It means more game days, so we get paid more. This sounds great. You know, G2L.
Yeah, put us to work.
Do it for us.
You know?
Do it for us.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, do it for us. Sweep the lower bracket. Get the broom out. We'd love to have it. Whew. Well, that was fun, right? We really went through those 2 games. I got to tell you a story. I know we saw that Lulu hover. And just to give you guys chat, this is a wild story, all right? This is a wild story. So literally this week, I booted up League because, you know, decompressing with League, you know, that's a choice. But I did it. And I accidentally locked Lulu Jungle. And it was against a Pantheon jungle, actually. I just wasn't paying attention. I don't jungle often, but when I do, I usually like to hop on Shyvana. But I was Lulu today, you know? And we won. We won that Lulu jungle.
Hey, Chelsea.
I didn't get flamed.
I've got some old school League lore for you.
Please, hit me with it.
Back in Season 6, Fnatic, having just lost Huni and Rain over, I think it was Season 6, maybe it was Season 7. Season 6.
Oh, yeah, Huni.
Had Spirit come in from, of course, LCK, was one of the best junglers in LCK for a long time, came on over, and Spirit basically spammed Lulu jungle and smashed with it. He was assassin Lulu jungle. So if you want to see Lulu jungle played at a pro level, it was done. It worked. It was about a decade ago now, but it was there. So, you know, like, there is precedence for this.
It might be
feasible. Spirit smashing on Lulu jungle back in the day on Fnatic. One of the few times they were finding some big booty.
I know y'all hear Fnatic and some of y'all like, but hey, I'm gonna do a VOD review on that and my game. They flamed that Pantheon so bad.
You know, if you want to do some content, let's VOD review that Lulu game. We'll
let's do it.
We can cast your Lulu game. I can repeat all the lines that I had, but what we are going to do right now, y'all, we got Countess for our interview. I think they're going to set up in just a second. I'm terrified of that VOD review, okay? Terrified of that. Work for production. It's just kind of getting set up now, so the next minute or so we should have that one. Get excited. Colum in chat is already tuned in. I see you, Colum. GG today. That was some hard games, Colum. You feeling okay? It was a stressful old day. You made the Yuumi get very terrifying on the Vladimir there. That was some scary late game Vlad Yuumi gaming.
They wouldn't have been able to do it without you. Yeah, your Yuumi and that Hextech like addition. Oh, divine. 10 out of 10. Yeah, we got Countess coming up. I know. We're getting the church up.
I can ask about the Twitch yesterday as well. So you got to pull out the Twitch.
Yes, please. You lead with the questions because I want to hear what y'all have to say.
That's fine.
I love it. All right, guys, it's time. Countess is here. Let's ask those questions.
Hello, Countess. How are you feeling? Today that was some tense gameplay. How are you feeling after a couple games? That could have been a 0-2 at another day. That was getting stressful in game 2 as well.
Yeah, I need to shower too. My goodness. Was Bloom a thorn in your side at all? That Rakan, was that annoying? Did they kind of tick you off a little bit?
Oh yeah, it's MTES's fault, of course. Yeah.
It's
of
MTES,
course.
yeah.
We all know this exactly. So first up, congratulations, secured first place. We play again in a couple of weeks. This probably has to have been your most challenging series at Equal Esports. The Vitality definitely pushed you today. So where do you think they kind of got you a bit today? Because obviously we've seen most of the other games be pretty easy going, pretty convincing for you guys. This was the one where you were forced to, you need to shower after it, you just said. So what did go wrong, and where were they catching you out? Because it has felt pretty easy outside of today.
I think we came in a bit unprepared into the series, not only because of obviously the issues we had with our connection right before, but also we didn't really prep as much as we used to, and they kind of caught us off guard. So I think we fell a bit short, and they also played a bit better than we expected. So that's what happened.
I understand that.
Question then. Game 2.
Question.
Things are looking tricky. We're in this bad spot, and down from the heavens descends Zenith with the 5k gold lead on Vladimir. What do you do to kind of like pay Zenith back for the carry with the crazy Vladimir danger carries on the?
Oof, I might have to give her my entire salary this month, but
That's what I was
only
gonna say.
fair.
Man, that was funny. Did we get to ask about? I'm sorry, I was so busy fixing, the stream, because I'm a pro. Like, did we get to ask about the Twitch initialize?
No, from yesterday. You got to pick up the Twitch yesterday. You got the Twitch game off. Tell us about the Twitch gameplay, because I will say I was a little bit nervous because I saw the Mel, and I've seen the clips of Twitch killing himself by ulting a Mel shield. So, how do you feel about the Twitch? What was the angle? Was it just for the memes, for being the Twitch girl herself, or is it just like this was a great Twitch angle?
I think I had just been gathering the Twitch energy the entire day, and then in the draft I just saw it, that Twitch is gonna be good here. So I didn't have a choice but to pick it.
Written in the stars. Written in the stars.
What was it like going up against Shaw today? Did it feel like a little bit of deja vu? Did you see you feel like their gameplay's changed a little bit, or is it the same old playbook? What's going on there?
It's always fun to play against your previous teammates or just players that have been in the scene for a bit longer, so you're a bit more familiar with each other. And we did try to kind of target her and ban her out in the first game. It didn't really work, and we just tried to do more our thing in the second game, and it worked better.
I love that. Do you feel like she kind of did that against y'all in the first game and even the second game? Do you think she kind of had y'all number a little bit? Was she oppressive?
I think we lost to ourselves.
That's what I like to hear. Oh, that's my favorite sentence.
So like,
It's my
the thing is, so many of these interviews, we've come on in, and it's just been like, wow, you guys were so great, and you go, yeah, we were pretty great, we're feeling really confident. This was the one where actually things maybe weren't as clean as we've just had that conversation. There was a play in game 1, and I'm kind of curious as to what was going on here. It was like there was like we'd seen this maybe a few months ago, which you having this thing where you guys go into an enemy jungle, you take a fight, and it just takes a little too long, and everyone turns up, and you go, oh no, it's a 5v3. There was the play onto Cassante where Zenith ults the Cassante, and everyone turns up, and the Ghostblade Misfortune is running as fast as she can and gets over there and ults everyone. How do you kind of time plays? In terms of like, okay, how long is this going to take us to kill? Can we go for this play? Especially into a comp that has like Nocturne and Ari and Misfortune, who are so fast to move.
If I remember correctly, this was a sort of cross-map play.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we just miscalculated the amount of damage we had on Camille mostly, because I was not really in that play. And it backfired in the end, because it just took too long.
I think that was actually one of the things you said initialized. We were talking about just like the snappiness of some of those plays, and things kind of went a little too slow and it didn't play out in our favor. Yeah. I like to hear that we were almost in the same headspace as you guys. Yeah. It's the
Yeah,
first
I
time
keep
we've
my
seen
job.
y'all take a right. Oh my God, it's the first loss we've seen from y'all in this whole cup. So I'm glad that we got to at least chew that up and see what the heck was going on there and what VBs was doing on the side. So, in spirit, I got to give Chad a question. They are asking, will you give them 5 minutes out of the basement? Please, Countess.
Actually, because we lost, I need to take out my anger on someone, so I will not
right.
unlock the
Yeah,
basement
yeah.
today.
Oh, yeah, guys, no. It's hot down here. I miss
Chelsea tried.
food. I miss food. We're just going to have to lock in together, bros. All right. Thank you so much, Countess. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Thank you for the good games today, and we'll see you soon.
Actually,
Actually,
I have something important to say. Because last time I wanted to say an announcement to chat, and I stalled it. So, this
You're
is
so
for
right.
We're all is.
all the G2 fans. This is for the casters. I have prepared a poem for my exit. Whippity woppity, thank you for watching me. The next time you cheer, I'll grin ear to ear. Now, I must move my leg, for I have a fanboy to peg. Goodbye.
goodbye.
The Countess just says she's going to go and peg a femboy.
She has a fanboy to peg. Oh my God! Wait, Scooby-Doo, I'm too young for this conversation.
Maggie.
Like, we gotta get out of here,
geez,
Scoob.
Scoob.
Oh, gee. I need to see this on Twitter right now, y'all. Whippity woppity, we gotta get out of here. This conversation was too hot for our ears. Thank you guys so much. Initialize. We gotta find. Are you up to anything this week? What you doing?
I'm currently recovering from Countess peg it and leg it. Let's leave, guys. That's it. Follow us on
us.
socials.
See you guys. Bye.
What?
Yeah, I'm a dead man walking by day, wondering if there's medicine I can take. Wait until the sun goes down, that's when I can let it out. You can call me crazy, I call it fate. Transformation taking over me. From dusk till dawn, I'm digging my way up the grave. From dusk till dawn, I'm staring my fears in the face. From dusk till dawn, I got some hell to raise. They've got a price to pay. From dusk till dawn, from dusk till dawn. I can feel the ice run through my blood, surges through my body all at once. My heart pumps in the dead of night. My feet run into the fire, right into the fire of my soul. Let the transformation take control. From dusk till dawn, I'm digging my way up the grave. From dusk till dawn, I'm staring my fears in the face. From dusk till dawn, I got some hell to raise. They've got a price to pay. From dusk till dawn, from dusk till dawn. From dusk till dawn, I'm digging my way out the grave. From dusk till dawn, I'm staring my fears in the face. From dusk till